I brought the evidence that Muhammad is mentioned in name in Hebrew in Solomon, Song of Solomon. And I simply wish of you to read it out loud.
Oh, I'm not going to read it out loud. If you want to read it out loud, go right ahead. I read out loud
I already did.
that verse out of the NIV, a very accurate translation of the Hebrew.
In this debate, a Muslim argues that Muhammad is referenced in the Bible, while Cliffe pushes back and makes the case for why that claim doesn't hold up. The exchange grows tense, with both sides trading accusations of intellectual dishonesty and stretching interpretations beyond their limits. Later in the video, something interesting happens to Cliffe's Bible as he's reading from it. Keep an eye out and drop what you noticed in the comments. Now, let's get into it.
Yesterday, I think you all know me, I stepped out here and I simply asked these two gentlemen to please, anytime you're trying to kind of, spread Christianity or talk about it, if you mention the word Islam, you kind of be gentle with it, because I believe that both of them were kind of affecting Islam indirectly, because they're kind of reinforcing these stereotypical Muslims, bad, terrorists, polygamists, all these. So I was imploring them, and so we got too deep in the conversations. And Mr. Cliff, right?
Just Cliff.
Cliff, you informed me that you asked me a question. Should I, as a Muslim, believe a man who was born after 500 years of the disciples? And according to you, I did not answer your question, but what I said, I believe it goes back further than Muhammad was mentioned in the Torah. You disagreed with me. You disagreed. And then you resumed the question, and you still assume that I didn't answer it. I brought the evidence that Muhammad is mentioned in name in Hebrew in Solomon, Song of Solomon. And I simply wish of you to read it out loud. Because it's right here actually.
Sure, I'll read it out loud. It's Song of Solomon 5.
In Hebrew.
16?
In Hebrew.
No, I'm not going to read it in Hebrew.
Oh,
Nobody
no,
here speaks
Hebrew
Hebrew.
matters. Hebrew is everything.
No, it is not everything. Language is language.
Complete differences in the Hebrew. You gotta be careful,
but
bro.
know something. Arabic names.
Every Hebrew scholar I've talked to does not think that that's Muhammad.
Arabic names have meaning.
You're pulling it up on the internet.
If you take, oh no, that's not internet. I have the similar name. And I know what it means. Don't tell me it's internet. No, that's for me.
We're glad you're here. We love you. We respect you. You are totally wrong when you say that the Song of Solomon talks about Muhammad. Sir, Muhammad wasn't born till 570.
It's just like Jesus was mentioned in the Old Testament. He
No,
wasn't born by
Jesus is not mentioned in the Old Testament as an historical person.
Why don't you read it out loud in Hebrew?
Didn't you hear what I said? Jesus is not mentioned in the Old Testament as an historical person.
Something about the lady who's pregnant, she steps on the snake, right? I mean, I think
That's not saying Jesus.
Uh,
Jesus is not mentioned in a document that is written before his birth.
I'm here to talk about Muhammad, though. I'm not, okay, like if he's not mentioned, then my bad. But I have here a verse in the Hebrew language. When it got
Read it.
Okay, I don't know how to read, but there is.
You don't know how to read it?
I don't know, but I know that the word is there. Read it out loud.
All right.
It says Muhammad. Here it is. Why did you turn away? You're here to help me.
No, I'm not here to play games.
I'm not playing games.
Yes, you are.
No,
You're playing games.
I think you're blinded, sir.
You're blinded because you're playing games.
No, I'm not.
Fine, I'll read the passage. Song of Solomon, chapter 5, verse 16.
In Hebrew.
No, I'm going to read it in English for you.
No, it's not. You took the name.
His mouth is sweetness itself. He is altogether lovely. This is my lover. This my friend, O daughters of Jerusalem. There is no mention of Muhammad in Song of Solomon, chapter 5, verse 16.
Why does it say we kulu Muhammadim in the?
That is not talking about an historical Muhammad. It's not even referring to him, sir. You're playing a little semantic game.
It's not game.
You want to play a game? We'll go play basketball, okay? I'm not out here to play semantic games.
Why do you refuse to look at it? You're afraid.
I'm not looking at anything.
You're afraid.
I just read it for you. You want me to look at it? I'll read it.
Look at it and read it in the Hebrew, and then see the translation and see what happens. That's all I'm asking of you. I'm not asking you the impossible. Read it in the Hebrew and see the translation and see what happens.
So let's move on to. Okay, we'll keep talking.
Okay.
How can we trust the Quran? Why is it reliable? And we'll compare it right to the Bible.
It's the same example right here.
This is a joke. A joke.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. It's a total farce.
You're calling the Hebrew language
You
a
can
joke?
trust the entire Bible.
Is that what?
The way the linguistic trick you're playing is intellectually dishonest. The Hebrew is not talking about an historical person, Muhammad.
You still haven't read it, by the way.
I did read it.
No, you didn't read it out loud.
Oh, I'm not going to read it out loud. If you want to read it out loud, go right ahead. I read out loud
I already did.
that verse out of the NIV, a very accurate translation of the Hebrew.
But then, it's not accurate.
Yes, it is accurate.
The name Muhammad means the one who is altogether lovely, which is the thing that you read.
Yeah.
But then when you translate the name Muhammad to altogether, you miss the name Muhammad. If you became the masters in the biblical religion, you will never recognize it was Muhammad because the name was taken.
You have masters in it. Do you have a master's in it? In Hebrew?
Well, apparently, man, he doesn't know, man. He's laughing and
Okay,
he's walking away.
You're
Why are you
playing
walking-
games.
Why is this a game?
Sir,
This is
you've got to learn to defend your faith better than stringing some words that don't mean Muhammad and acting like they do. That's talking about a lover in a love poem, the Song of Solomon. It's written 1,000 years at least before Muhammad ever lived.
I don't know. It is true that I don't know Hebrew, but I know very well that Muhammad, the im in the end of the Hebrew language refers to a person who is highly respected and to be a prophet. That's the im. It's just like Elohim, but hey, you know Hebrew.
Now let me ask you, who raised Islam out here today?
Here?
Yeah, who?
It's the same concept.
Who raised Islam out here? Did I do it or did you?
Not me, no.
Yes, you did. We were talking about atheism and agnosticism. You stood up here and raised Islam. So stop accusing us of raising Islam. I have told you that I respect you. I love you. No, absolutely not. You're the one who raised it. Now, if you're going to jump into the kitchen, it gets hot.
You're not listening to me.
Yeah, you're not listening to me.
You're not listening to me.
You don't listen to me either.
You are enforcing the stereotype.
I'm not enforcing anything. You have interrupted, and you're talking nonsense.
Like bad, how they're terrorists every time you talk about it.
I never said that once. We said the opposite. Muslims are not all terrorists.
You mentioned how Muhammad was violent, and you did not.
Muhammad was violent.
No, you
Surah 9. Surah 9, Muhammad writes, kill the infidel. That's violence. That's what
attacked you.
Never carried a sword. Never. You're right.
Muhammad attacks you. We already talked about
we don't want to talk about Islam. Why are you forcing us to talk about it and then accusing us of raising it?
I'm simply asking you to recognize people and.
No, you're not asking. You ask a question, I begin to answer, and you interrupt me.
You need to.
You're not asking.
Islam.
I did read it.
Okay, but you didn't read it out loud, and you're still not.
I'm not going to read it out loud.
I have to convince you
because it's a false translation. I'm not going to read it.
Go through every synagogue. I bet you know some rabbis in a lot of synagogues. Why don't you go ask them, and they will tell you the same thing. I dare you.
I got many rabbi friends. I meet with them on a regular basis.
Good news,
and they are intellectually honest. The Old Testament never once talks about Muhammad. Never once. And neither does the New Testament. It doesn't talk about Muhammad.
And make sure you ask many.
And by the way, we respect you, and we love you, and we're glad you're here in the United States. So don't lump us into a stereotype.
No, you're not listening.
We celebrate Muslims being here in the United States. We are here to defend you. But when you're intellectually dishonest, and when you lie, we're going to call you on it.
And you haven't read
I still respect
you. Haven't read it.
I just did read it. You gave it to me and I read it.
Read it out loud.
I'm not going to read it out loud. You can read it out loud.
Oh, that's what I already did. وَكُلُّ مُحَمَّدٍ. That's what it says in the Hebrew. When it got translated, they took the name Muhammad, who means altogether lovely, and they say this guy who is altogether lovely. So everybody in the world right now is not going to know that Muhammad was here. Why don't? Could you please comment on that?
No. Why do you trust Muhammad?
No, because you can't.
Oh, it's easy,
sir.
Because
you can't.
Any Hebrew scholar can tell you that Song of Solomon, chapter 5, verse 16, is not talking about a dude who was born in 570 A.D., and lived till about 632 A.D.
And yet
Muhammad.
It is.
It's not talking about that. It was written 1,000 years before, so it's not talking about Muhammad. It's not. And you're intellectually dishonest if you say that. The same way I would be intellectually dishonest if I said the Old Testament mentions Jesus of Nazareth. No, it does not, guys. The Old Testament was written BC, before Christ. The Old Testament never mentions the word Jesus.
Google Solomon, and it would be there.
Sure, your Muslim friend wants you over there. Why don't you go and have a good day over there?
Solomon 5:16 in Hebrew, and you'll see it.
All right.
Think of me, I'm crazy, but just make sure you have time for it.
We are glad you're here in the United States. Welcome. It's good to have you, and I appreciate it.
Okay? Answered me.
I have answered you.
I believe you found this video helpful. Don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments